So I really love those pearl necklaces from a little while back that look like they're covering up like a bleeding vampire bite and they're dripping little crystal drops of blood. I'm going to my first ghost ritual on Monday and I wanted to make something that looked like that, but I'm primarily wearing silver tone metals, so I decided to make it out of chains instead. I normally prefer rather dainty chains, but for this project I found one that was a little bit thicker and flatter, and then measured out 5 different lengths of it that were about an inch or so apart. And then grabbed a couple of jump rings and an alligator clasp to connect all of the chains together, making sure they were staying nice and flat so there wasn't any weird twists in the final look. I realized that these aren't going to sit quite high enough to look like they're actually covering up a bite, but I think you can still get the bleeding look from it. I had originally debated using paint or nail polish to get the look of the blood on the chains, but the thing is, those I was a little bit worried would either look like flat if I was using acrylic, or potentially stick the individual links together with nail polish. But I figured out that you can use alcohol ink to stain metal, and it'll dry with like a slightly translucent look to it, and also not transfer or stick the links. Sorry, that was a lot of words to explain that I painted on the alcohol ink. I did both sides to make sure that if a chain did flip while I was wearing it, it wouldn't look like empty, and then I let it dry overnight until it wasn't sticky or transferring anymore. I have next to no experience with beading, so adding the strands was a bit trial and error. I attempted to lay out some interesting shapes and then cut random strips of the clear cord and looped it through the bead holes like a couple of times so that it formed a little slip knot type thing. Once the strand was done, I looped the cord back up and then around the link and crimped it in place. Then rinse and repeat. I thought I was done, and then I looked at some reference images and realized that I definitely want more strands and longer ones at that. I'll be adding more and finishing up by Monday.